If you've ever been in a season when you were ready to work on and take back control of your health, but maybe you didn't know where to start, or you got started and then you lacked motivation, or something happened along the way and you fell off the wagon, maybe you felt bad about it, or you just didn't know how to get back on track towards your goals. Believe me, you are not alone. I and many others have been there, and that's why I'm so eager to share this video with you today, because in this video, I'm going to be outlining a 4-phase framework that you can utilize to map out your goals to reach some of your short-term and long-term health goals in a way that's enjoyable and sustainable. Hey friends, my name is Alexis. Welcome back to my channel, Curating Simple, where I share on a variety of holistic health and lifestyle topics. I have been on my holistic and natural health journey for close to a decade now. And in the last few years, as I really got deeper into alkalizing, hydrating, and detoxifying my body, I started to recognize a pattern unfolding. And once I started to recognize this pattern, I thought, why not implement it intentionally to help me reach my short-term and my long-term health goals? The 4 phases of what I like to call the cycle of natural healing are nourish, cleanse, rebuild, and maintain. And each of these phases does not stand alone. They often merge and blend and spill into each other. That's just because people and life and health journeys are dynamic. In one season, you might really be focusing on your physical health. In another season, when you implement the cycle, you might really be focusing on mental or emotional health or spiritual health or relational health. So all of these different aspects of your experience are incredibly important. And this framework holds space beautifully for each of these different aspects. So the first phase of this cycle is nourish. This phase is all about supplying yourself with what you have been lacking. Nourishment comes in different forms, so each time that you implement this cycle, you might be focusing on a different form of nourishment, or you might notice that certain aspects of your wellness are taking priority during this phase. But for most people getting started on their health journey, they're really focusing on the physical because their symptoms are probably manifesting in their physical body. For physical nourishment in this phase, most people really need to focus on hydrating their cells and their lymphatic system. So eating foods that are really hydrating, lots of fruits, more fresh raw vegetables if that's something that your body is able to tolerate, and replenishing nutritional deficiencies. So certain supplements and superfoods can be really helpful during this phase. The second phase is cleanse. So after you've nourished your body, you've replenished some deficiencies, you've gotten more hydrated, this is a great time to do some focused cleansing. For most people, focusing on cleansing areas like the gut and the liver and the gallbladder and the lymphatic system are going to be priorities. These are going to be areas that you'll want to focus on first and foremost. So implementing some different cleanses and detoxes that will really help to cleanse and detoxify and balance ultimately these areas of your body is what you'll want to focus on. The Zen Cleanse 1 Intestinal Mucoid Plaque Cleanse Kit is by far my #1 recommendation for just about everybody. It's very gentle, and for everybody that I've worked with and all the times that I have done this cleanse, it has been highly effective, and they have had some pretty mind-blowing results. And I do have other videos that talk about this cleanse, so be sure to check those out. I will link them in the description box. The other area of your body that is usually heavily burdened and congested is the liver and the gallbladder. The liver is like a chemistry processing plant in the body. The chemistry that comes into your body through the food you eat, the air you breathe, what you drink, and what you put on your skin gets filtered through the liver. And with the amount of toxins in our food, in our water, in our air, in our homes, and skincare products, things like that, your liver needs some support and some cleansing. So doing some liver flushing and supporting your liver very intentionally with food and herbs is typically a good idea. There's a lot of stagnation in our lymphatic systems today because of the dehydrating foods that we are used to eating, as well as improper food combination and really the acidity of the foods that we're eating. So being sure to eat more foods that are hydrating your lymphatic system and potentially taking herbs that will help to drain it can also be very helpful. If you are going to focus on cleansing and draining your lymphatic system with herbs and lymphatic massage, things of that nature, you want to make sure that your kidneys are filtering. You want to see sediment in your urine. You can pee in a jar, let it sit overnight, and look for sediment at the bottom of the jar. The more sediment, the better. So if you don't have very much sediment, first work on boosting your kidney function so that they can effectively filter out the waste that's in your lymphatic system. Something that helps with opening up the kidneys is fasting, and this is another form of cleansing that you might like to research and consider implementing if you feel it's right for you. And there are different kinds of fasts that you might like to implement during your cleansing phase. This can range from cutting out meats and refined starches and sugars. This might be cutting out cooked foods and just consuming raw fruits and vegetables for a time. This might be just consuming fruits for a time, or liquids like juices and water and coconut water and herbal teas. Or this can look like doing a water fast or even a brief dry fast. Dry fasting tends to be really effective for opening up the kidneys. So if you notice that you need some better kidney filtration before you start targeting your lymphatic system more precisely, then implementing one dry fast per week could be a good place to start. The third phase in this cycle is rebuild. After you have done some focused cleansing and detoxifying of your body during the cleanse phase, it's important to put foods back into your body that are going to build up your cells and that are going to burn very clean. For some people, certain forms of detoxification and cleansing can be a depleting experience. So for those people, introducing foods that are super dense and rich in nourishment and minerals like organ meats or certain superfoods, this will be really important during this phase. But if you have just gone through the cleansing phase and you're still feeling pretty good, you can very likely get away with just starting to incorporate more clean cooked foods like quinoa, some lightly steamed vegetables. The fourth phase of this cycle is the maintain phase. After you've done some nourishing, cleansing, and rebuilding of your physical body, it's very likely you're going to experience some big shifts in the other aspects of yourself and of your life experience. A lot of people think that the cleansing phase is going to be the most intense, but from my experience, and this is just me, it can be very different from you because sometimes physical cleansing and detoxification is very intense. But for me, the maintain phase has tended to be the most intense because you may be surprised, but we get very emotionally attached to the obstructions and the stagnation and even the toxins and waste that accumulate in our body over time. In a way, it's like they are a part of us. So once they are no longer there, it really opens up the door for all kinds of other shifts. And those mental, emotional, spiritual, relational, and environmental shifts that you experience, they can be quite a roller coaster ride. This is the phase where I really experience the law of homeostasis in full effect. And if you don't know what the law of homeostasis is, I will try to illustrate that for you. Think of it like this. If you had two wheels spinning at different speeds, one's going quite fast and the other one's going slow, the fast wheel is going to slow down and the slow wheel is going to speed up until they're going at the same speed. As you achieve more elevated states of physical health, everything else in your life and in your experience are going to try to catch up to speed, to really set yourself up for sustainability in your holistic health journey and lifestyle for the long run. I encourage you to work on building a better relationship with food and cultivating better habits around food and meal times. This can look like prioritizing whole foods in each meal and having a overall balance, not necessarily at each meal, but an overall balance throughout your day or at least throughout the week, and your connection with others around food and meal times, as well as connection to your body and its signals as you're eating. Ways that you can foster that connection with others and your body is to sit down at the table while you're eating your meals. Don't be busy, don't be on the go, don't stand around in your kitchen and just snack on food. Prepare your meal, sit down, get comfortable, and really take your time to eat and enjoy the company of others. It also helps to put your phone away and stay off of social media while you're eating and really take in all the nourishment that your food has to offer. This comes in the form of the tastes, the textures, the colors, the aromas. And if you feel like you're experiencing a bit of an identity crisis during this phase, or things are feeling rocky or you're being shaken up, I encourage you to get rooted in your relationship with God and find your identity in Christ. The purpose and the value and the destiny that we have when we are surrendered to God and doing all for His glory is better than anything we can do for ourselves on our natural and holistic health journey. That is it for this video. If you would like to learn more about how you can reclaim and revitalize your health naturally and holistically, please do subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for future videos where I will be sharing more about my experience as well as products and applications that you can utilize on your own journey. If you have questions or comments that you would like to leave, please do so in the comments below, and you will see me in the next video. Take care.